Opioid abuse is a national health crisis. Virginia is far from immune, but there are people working to help the country, to help Virginia to confront the crisis and begin to heal. One of those people is Dr. Carlin Raffy. She is a Virginia Tech researcher whose work takes her statewide. Much of her effort is centered on Southwest Virginia, which has been devastated by opioid abuse. Dr. Raffy joins us in the studio today. Welcome, Dr. Raffy.
Thank you for having me.
So you actually worked formerly at VCU, and a colleague there, Emily Zimmerman, and yourself have been working in Martinsville.
Correct.
Now we know in Martinsville, they had the unfortunate distinction of being rated the #1 place in the country for opioid prescriptions per capita, almost 400 per 100,000 people in 2017. That's high. Talk about the resilience that you see there and other places and people wanting to really take charge of this situation.
They've really taken the bull by the horns, if I might say so. But I think this is happening in communities all over Virginia. There are many coalitions that have come together to address the issue, to seek help. So once Martinsville realized the extent of the problem they had with opioids, they formed a task force, and that task force invited Engaging Martinsville, our community academic partnership there, to help them evaluate the issue systematically and develop strategies to address the issue.
Okay, so with your expertise and $200,000 in federal funding through AmeriCorps, you set out to help the community craft its response. 4 pivotal points, goals that they chose they wanted to focus on. What are those?
The first was to set up a continuum of care for individuals coming into the emergency rooms in the hospitals that serve that area. Get those individuals into the hands of peer counselors who then would link them and connect them back to the Community Services Board, where they would receive ongoing care for their substance use problem.
And when you say peer counselors, we're talking about people who have themselves battled opioid addiction.
Correct.
And they are in recovery and they're there to help the next person who needs a hand.
Absolutely.
Okay. Drug courts, that's a second one, right?
Right. So the community had been thinking about bringing a drug court for some time. That court opened this year.
And drug courts which help people to move towards treatment rather than moving towards incarceration.
Absolutely, very important.
Okay, and then the final 2 things deal with prevention efforts. What are those?
So they have established now within their school systems a prevention education program that now is being taught in all of the schools in Martinsville and in Henry County. And in addition to that, they needed to get the word out to the community for those who need help and were seeking help. And so they developed an awareness campaign that they implemented as well.
Very good. Thank you so much for joining us today. That's Dr. Carlin Raffy, a Virginia Tech researcher who is specializing in helping communities to rebound from opioid addiction problems. Thank you for watching. Continue to follow Virginia news and stories by subscribing to our VPM YouTube channel.